What is up, everybody? It is me, DevilNeverCry, and today I'm showing off another DMC5 mod, or collection of mods shall I say. And of course, we're kicking it old school with the DMC4 Nero. As you can see, Nero is rocking his DMC4 attire, we've got the DMC4 styled Red Queen, and of course we've got the Devil Bringer and Nero's haircut from DMC4, all sort of meshed into one character skin. So what exactly are these mods and what do they do? Simply put, nothing. They are just cosmetic mods, they're standard, the gameplay is not altered in any way whatsoever. If you're after these particular mods, I'll leave a link for each of them down in the description below. As I said, if you want to just rock the hair, you can do that. If you want to rock just the outfit, or maybe just the Red Queen, or even just the Devil Bringer, you can do so. You can mix and match, which is what's cool essentially about this collection of mods, is that they're all their own things, so you can sort of play how you want to play. Other than that, of course, we have got the standard turbo mod that has essentially sped up the game 20%, which is fairly noticeable, especially if you've come just from consoles. As you can see here, I am also using the breaker switcher mod. I've talked about this before in a previous video. Essentially, I can switch to whatever devil breaker I want on the fly with the press of a button. I don't have to cycle through them, they are infinite, so there's basically no reason for me not to switch. There is no essential risk of me ever running out. But as you can see here, we're just sort of fighting through well, one of my favorite areas to fight in this game, so to speak. It should be noted, of course, that this is only possible on PC. Unfortunately for people who are console only, I do feel your pain. I too was a console only player, but then when things started to come out for this game, I had to essentially pick this up for PC. So as you can see here, I'm just wailing away on these enemies. I've also made it so that these guys take a lot more damage, just so I can show off the gameplay a bit more, because if this was, if I was essentially doing the normal amount of damage, they'd be done in about a minute flat. So I guess I'll just take this time to kind of just talk about DMC5 and what's been going on with it in general. The longevity of this game has essentially been sustained mainly due to the fact that these mods exist on PC. I have a feeling, well, I don't have a feeling, but a lot of people, a lot of players in the community have essentially said that if it wasn't for what's happening with the PC and what the community has essentially pulled out, they would have stopped playing a long time ago, myself included. You know, even despite the fact that I am not, so to speak, a high-level player or somebody who plays constantly to, you know, refine their technique and make combo mads and such. It just, in general, even for casual players as well, the longevity of this game has been sustained by what the community has put out, and it's fairly insane. As I take out all these impuses, almost forgot the name of them there for a second. But yeah, it's pretty wild what the community has done. For those of you wondering how this was even made possible, these essential models, so to speak, so the DMC4 Nero's coat and his hairstyle and the Red Queen, they were all essentially ported over from DMC4, and then I believe touched up, sort of refinements made here and there so that they mesh well with this game, because obviously DMC4 went for more of a anime-esque aesthetic. The proportions, whilst they were kind of lifelike, weren't necessarily sort of one-to-one, considering that, you know, for DMC5, real actual human bodies were scanned in for the proportions, whereas in DMC4 it's all, the proportions are all weird. I mean, everybody's all legs for some reason, and everybody's burly as hell, which, yeah, just wouldn't have really worked well. I mean, this does kind of seem a little bit weird on Nero now. Whilst I did like DMC4 Nero's outfit, I think the DMC5 one just grew on me to the point where I prefer it. If we're talking about the Special Edition, DMC4 Special Edition outfit with the scarf, I think that one's sort of tied, actually, for me with DMC5 Nero's outfit. And in terms of the hair, I'm not entirely sure that the hair suits this this character model for Nero. Obviously, they've given him a more realistic face and whatnot, and he just doesn't really look the same, obviously. So again, I'm kind of split between liking the shorter hair and the longer hair here, but regardless, when you put it all together, it meshes well. In terms of the Red Queen, yes, one more mod that I should sort of make note of is the Blue Rose has got DMC4's Blue Rose engravings on it, just all over the barrel, which is something that DMC5's Blue Rose doesn't have on it, in case any of you have realized that. But in terms of the Red Queen, I wholeheartedly prefer DMC5's Red Queen, solely because I don't know what it is, but it looks more like, I don't know, like some sort of mechanical amalgamation, some Frankenstein weapon, whereas in DMC4, I think it was just a bit too clean. It just looks like a hunk of metal that somehow just has a motorcycle engine just slapped into it. As we get Nero here, just taunting. Kind of showing off more of the skin, but yeah, that's essentially going to be it for the gameplay. This is just going to be, I think, the cutscene, solely because I wanted to show you guys what it looks like in the cutscenes, give you a better look. But the cutscenes can tend to get a little bit choppy, which is interesting. The gameplay runs at a buttery smooth 60, but cutscenes seem to waver between 30 to 50. But I don't normally do this sort of commentary for the mod videos, but I sort of felt like doing it for this one just because it's interesting to voice your thoughts instead of just making you guys sort of, I don't know, listen to nothing, just the game sounds. Doesn't really add anything to the experience, you know, not having any commentary, as we get a choppy, very choppy Goliath here, sort of squaring up to Nero. Interesting enough, it wasn't like this on the display. I'm finding it rather hard to understand why exactly it's going into this PowerPoint-esque sort of choppy style as Nero starts throwing out some one-liners. But again, it's kind of weird seeing Nero with the standard Devilbringer just chilling there. I've gotten so used to the Devil Breakers now that the Devilbringer just doesn't, I don't know, it seems odd. Again, they have changed the design for the Devilbringer from 4 to 5. Not entirely sure which one I prefer. 5 does seem more realistic, but there's just something about 4's that makes it kind of hard to beat for me. But yeah, I might put out a Goliath boss video with a modded out Nero here. I'm not too sure. That's something to think about for the future, as Nero ponders what the hell is going on here. Kind of a rematch between a Fire Demon and DMC4 Nero, just like he was it Belial or Burial as he's called in DMC4. But yeah, that is essentially going to be the end of this video. Again, there will be a download link for each and every mod that was essentially shown in this video, including the turbo mod and the cheat engine mod, which allows you to mess with like player damage modifiers and you know, throw inertia in there as well. It also lets you fix the camera and the lock-on and stuff like that. But yeah, I'll leave a link to all of those in the description because a lot of you have been asking for links in the previous mod showcase videos. So yeah, hopefully you guys will be able to find them and mess around with them on your own. And also, let me know down in the comments below whether or not you guys actually prefer DMC4 Nero to DMC5 Nero, or vice versa. Are there sort of factors of each character design that you prefer over one or the other? You know, let me know why, actually. That's probably a good idea. Get some discussion going down there. But I think I've sort of rambled on a bit too much. Do let me know if there's anything else mod-wise you guys want me to cover. That'll be shown on the channel, of course, same way as this. But yeah, overall, it has been me, DevilNeverCry. I would like to thank each and every one of you for watching, and as always, I'll see you all next video.
I don't know. I mean, you're a big guy and all, but you seem more like a knuckle-scrapping fart in the wind than anything else. No offense.